So these are acquired by the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. At least 5 pieces. If you go there, you'll find them in the museum. This, and this. So the reason is, if you are making things and making experiments, there are always things which you can add, you can put, which you have not used in the experiments, which will give you the thing which you are not expecting. And also when you're firing, there's something in the firing called soaking. That means holding the kiln at a certain time, certain temperature, or certain length. If you make sure that material doesn't collapse pots. And also, you can also use a reduction. You put something, carbonaceous material in the kiln, wood and other things, and they will draw the carbon from the glaze. And therefore the glaze is the color changes, and according to how long and what type of you kiln, big and small, and how much you gave it and for how long, this reduction can give you the things which you cannot. It's really quite exciting sometimes. You'll be surprised when you get them, and new things you have never expected them. But in certain things, if you are using certain things technical, you can do exactly what you want. I was first a painter before I became anything else. I was a textile designer in my general phase, and painter and sculptor. There you see, these are lights. So all these are slips, and there is nobody who fired these slips to this temperature, fired to a very high temperature. Well, you know, I mean, the glaze is made of material which you melt to become glass, and then that glass you have got to adapt to pots, and that means to make it fit the surface of the pot with neither cracking, no falling out, no breaking the pot. This is the thing. Also, that glaze should also accept colors, probably, and develop setting. And in the glaze, there are developers you add to develop the blue into this best blue from certain metallic oxides, the yellow, and so on. Every color requires certain developers, like tin, zirconium, and so on. And therefore, by making experiments, for years, I've never fired a kiln without putting tests for any glaze I have got in mind I want to develop. So I make tests. Every time a kiln comes out, I have got lots of glazes, and everything is written behind on the clay. So the recipe I've done is written down, and it's glazed on this side. When it comes out, I know exactly what it was. So for years and years, I had tons and tons and tons and tons, thousands of glazes, which I wasn't using. I could use one or something like that. But as the time went on, with the various experiments, you develop surfaces which were not glazed at all. There's something like igneous, sort of like volcanic, things like barks of trees, and things like snakes, skin. So I had, for these surfaces, I began to develop surfaces. So I developed lots and lots of surfaces. And when I was in certain types of in the igneous period, I was kicked out of the crafts council because I was making such a mess and a lot of rubbish and all that. Because I used to make marvelous, beautiful glazes, blues and whatever it is. But because I became all these rough things and so on, it could depend on what you're making. We had cows, cattle, and we had sheep, and we had I had goats and donkeys. And because there was nothing for me to do in a certain time, I didn't know anything about the people, I didn't have friends. So from school to home. Also at the same time, the weekends, we used to have 1 day holiday at home. 1 day. When I came here, the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, what would I do with the 2 days? So I went to school and started learning dancing. I learned dancing as a beginner, Then I moved on to bronze medal, then silver medal, and then a gold medal, and then it became a statue, and I almost became a teacher. I was starting in a teaching sort of association. So then I went to the Sudan when I want to extend my my year to do the masters. They said to me, "Why do we give you another thing? You became a dancer, we were told." I said, "Doesn't matter what I became, what I do." There's another one here. You must see that this one here. This bull. A very unusual bull, and I talked about it quite a bit when I this book is divided into animals, into phase of animals, into various things. This is the bull. So I talked about this bull, and I said my life when I was young. At first I looked after the little kids, you know, of the goats, little thing, because by looking after them, I'd be able, they wouldn't get to their mothers to be suckled. So in the end, at the end of the day, I'll have milk. I look at the little ones, never allowed them to come near mothers. And when I grew to about 3-4 years, I looked after the mothers, because other younger brothers looked after the other ones for the same reason. And I looked after the mothers because I could take them and bring them back and follow them with the village people. Because that's the same, but look at the change by a computer. That's in black and white, of course. A few processes, not much. You see? The table, the plates, except the spoons. Which I have the best spoons on earth. I always buy really spoons. But apart from that, everything is made by me. I didn't turn this thing off. He speaks English, and I'm very good, of course, about change from one type of. As I said to you, I move things from here, in this room and everywhere. When I want to put them back, for years of feeling. When I want to put them back, it was so much. On that side, you can see that. Don't have a look here. See that? And these are steak tomatoes. We call them steak beef. Marblash, الساعة كم؟ الساعة 5 في ماربلاش. Bicarbonate of soda, I put a little bit of carbonate soda to make it absolutely like paste. See that? Mm-hmm. Open another one. Where is it? Let's use things. You can, because they have got special dressing, you see, so you don't throw it away. Alright, and now, that's white pepper. Very little, no? If you want more, you put it yourself later on. I just put enough for our normal taste. I can put coriander, same thing, but the common has got a different taste. But you see, because that thing makes it boil over if I'm not careful. The bicarbonate of soda. This is the white pepper, black pepper. All these peppers, they are falafel. And chili, these are all filfil. That's what I jug. And all that's what I said, disappeared all of them. So I began to buy things from outside instead of when I'm eating. I'm really very close. And all these pots which are supposed to be in a museum. So we have our food, we have very delicious food, but it's not curry. Curry is a bit heavy to us. Now where is that lemon? I bought that one, but I finished it. But just finish this that's what my breakfast is. Tahini on toast. Fantastic. Isn't it? My father was a sheikh. What do you think of that? You hear that? This is date farms. This used to be a car wash. A Ghanaian made this into a car wash and became very well off. And then he sold it to Americans. He had to get 15%. And eventually, now it's closed, it's being taken by the whole. You know, every house here is his.
Yeah.
And I want to buy that house. He bought it.
Yeah.
I just told you I want to buy it. He bought it next day.